1045, the team, your home for New York sports. Levack and Wolf, and my friend Michael Arce has just walked in here now. So I met Mike through Vent.
Right.
Okay, Wolf. So I decided that it would be easier for everyone to understand what I was doing if the people who were teaching me could give some tips to us. It's barbecue season. I have a cooler beer in the car. How do I get away with those kind of calories? Mike from Vent.
That's a very loaded question.
And I'm a very loaded host.
Nicely said.
Yeah, no, it's funny because people are always like, dude, like, why do you work out every day at the gym? And it's like, because I like to eat and drink. I just know that those are things that I have to do to work off the negative stuff. So you're playing the negative calorie game. So basically for like barbecues, like, you know, hot dogs, hamburgers, all that stuff is going to be okay. You really just want to try to avoid like the sauces, like ketchup, barbecue sauce. There's a lot of sugars that are in there.
So those are the condiments or the demons?
Yeah, really that's what it comes down to is the extra stuff you put on top of it. I mean, a nutritionist could talk to you about the carbs with the buns and all that stuff, but you're going to eat that food anyway, and your body's going to burn off a certain amount of those calories to keep going. It's the extra stuff that you put on top of that where, you know, my favorite is a kangaroo dog where you take a hamburger, then you take a hot dog, cut it in half, and put it on top of the hamburger and just get it all in there.
That's a kangaroo dog?
Yeah, kangaroo dog.
I just can't put ketchup on it. But
avoid mustard. Mustard is your friend.
Really?
Yeah, mustard's
Okay.
like super
I like
low
mustard.
cal. Yeah.
I like mustard.
Mustard's a good thing.
I don't know if I can live without ketchup. It's like,
Well,
I figured you'd say leave the bun off.
Yeah.
Some people do that. You know, it comes down to it. I always joke that should be our next T-shirt is I prefer to drink my carbs.
Yeah.
But when the big thing is avoid the pasta salads, avoid like potato salads with all the mayonnaise and all of that stuff.
Well, let's talk about the realistic thing. So no ketchup, and it's a start, right? It's a start.
Right.
And then as far as beers go, light beer, is that better? I mean, is that just a myth? Is that really better for you?
It depends on what you're looking at. Like, okay, if I drink a low-calorie light beer, it has 100 calories in or whatever, I'm going to drink 6 of those versus 1 or 2 Guinness, which is a more fuller dark beer and probably has more calories. At the end of the day, it just comes down to what I prefer to drink the dark stuff, and, I drink a lot of it. It's, I just know, hey, I'm going to be running and then also drinking a lot of water the next day to just, work it all out.
Now, I know that Jeff has been recommitted to going to Vent. He's been posting every day.
Yep.
Posted every day. I see it when he arrives.
Yeah, this Fit at 40, right?
Fit by 40.
Fit by 40.
I turned 40 August 26th, so I'm trying to drop a good 30 pounds by then.
Now, where do you think...
it's a lofty goal, but that's why I need all these little tips.
Right.
What does Jeff have to work on most?
The quickest way to lose weight, I was a bigger guy.
You can say I'm fat. It's okay. All right. I have a mirror. I know what's up.
I prefer the term man of larger carriage.
All right. I'll go with that, too.
I was a bigger guy for a while, and, I was telling this story to a friend. When I was 30 years old, I was standing on the beach, and my younger brother came up, and he's, 28 and ripped and looking good. And he was coming up and playing with my moobs underneath my T-shirt.
So you killed him.
And he's like, dude, you still got time. You can turn your life around. You're not old like dad, blah, blah, blah. So at 30, I decided to get on a health kick. What was a healthy thing for me to do? I thought eating salads would be the solution to it. So I cut up cheese, put it on top of a salad, and then put blue cheese dressing on top of that. Not necessarily going to help out at all, right? So I joined a gym and I just started running on the treadmill, and within like the first 2 or 3 weeks, I lost like 10 pounds. It works off so fast when you have more to lose. The toughest part is when you actually get to that goal weight, and now everything it took for you to get there, you have to do this unfun thing called maintain. It's a lifestyle choice that really you're making in your head is like, okay, this is me beforehand. I was, similar boat as Jeff. I wanted to be able to throw a football with my son without having to take a timeout and catch my breath. I wanted to be able to go walking and not feel like I just got out of the shower afterwards. I had very simple things and realistic checkpoints along the way, and went from, being a guy that was getting ready to be sized for a size 44 waist to, getting back down to like a more manageable 34 or 35. Yeah.
See, but that's the thing. That's what I do like. And I didn't bring you in to promote Vent. You came in to help out with diets and getting through the summer. But the Vent part is, like, for me, I like it because I either go to Guilderland or Latham.
Right.
And either place, you see somebody with a Vent logo on their shirt, you ask them a question, they've got an answer for you. It's not like one of those, well, maybe if you, paid to have me train you, I could help you out. No, if you have a question, they'll help you out.
Yeah.
They'll all right, your form is off. But if you do this, it'll be better. So I do like all that. So let me recap and see if you got any more pointers for me. So first off, ditch the ketchup. Just because the National School Board says it's a vegetable doesn't mean it is one. Choose your carbohydrates wisely.
You're gonna eat them or drink them.
Yeah, you
Make
can't
a
have
choice.
both, right?
Yeah.
Which helps actually.
I get
angry
everything.
at you, and then I go and run more.
The key thing is that I think a lot of people right now, no matter where you go to work out or whatever you're doing, you made a promise to yourself, made a pledge to yourself at the beginning of the year. Hey, I wanted to do this. I wanted to be able to do that. You set some goals for yourself. You're at that point now where the weather gets nice, and we tend to take our foot off the gas pedal a little bit.
I'll tell you my problem, which I would love to be able to get rid of, and I'm not saying this to be funny, but I have man boobs.
Mm-hmm.
And they really are, when my shirt's off, they're embarrassing. My son, 14-year-old son, used to mock me relentlessly for them.
Yeah.
What is it, a combination of diet and fitness to be able to get these down, or just about tightening up my chest? What's the solution?
Dudes say the same stuff about abs. They're like, man, you got to do more crunches. You got to do more sit-ups. You could build a nice little level of muscle underneath there, but there's that blanket of fat that's hanging out on top of it. So, yeah, it's going to be just a little bit of diet, but since exactly what you're looking for, just, chest press, just, anything, push-ups, just getting that upper body engaged. But, the big thing is it's going to come down to your diet. You just can't outrun bad nutrition. That's the toughest part.
You can't outrun bad nutrition. I feel like that's the next vent shirt.
Yeah.
That should be one of your shirts.
It's actually what our nutritionist says all the time. And it's difficult to hear because you're like, oh, man, you're absolutely right. Even though I'm telling you, hey, I know before I go do this bad stuff, I'm going to try to get this active so I have some, points in the bank. At the end of the day, you really have to make that mental choice. This is the lifestyle I want to be in, and this is what I want to be doing. But yeah, moobs are the worst thing. Oh man,
tell me about it.
Yeah, because instead of a bra, you wear a bro, and it just becomes a man's ear. Mike, how do if I'm looking to start my journey just like I have, what do you recommend? What's the first step for me?
The first thing I tell people is, I don't know if it's okay, but get off your ass. That's the first thing. You have to get off your ass and actually go to.
You hear that, Wolf?
A gym or a club.
You know what? I used to have and I think somebody who was training me at the time said this to me. He goes, look, show up at the gym, go into the locker room. If you don't want to work out, turn around and leave.
Right.
And 98% of the time, I would stay.
Yep.
And 2% of the time, I was like, I did my part.
Yeah, yeah.
Today I woke up late. I got to the gym late. So I did cardio when I left. I didn't do weights today.
Yeah.
But I still did cardio.
But you still did it. That's the thing is it's got to be in your mind that if I don't do this today, I'm going to feel very incomplete and I feel like I've let myself down. And that's when I'm out of sorts today. I usually work out in the morning and then take off after work. Well, I had a meeting this morning, so now I'll be working out at the end of the day, and I'm just not used to being in that mindset. What am I going to do for dinner tonight? How am I going to eat this? Where am I going to go? And the other crazy thing is that you don't want to become. I think a lot of people have the fear of becoming that health and fitness nut. People aren't going to want to hang around me because I'm not going to be fun anymore.
It's hard not to get into it, though. It really is.
But the cool thing is that especially at Event, we have this great community, we have this great family. You start hanging out with people that are like you, and you're like, oh, it is about making choices. I can still go out and I can still have fun with my friends, but I just know that there's this other thing that I have to do to stay accountable and responsible to myself.
Mike, thanks for taking some time with us. I have some ketchup to go throw out.
You got it.
Nice to meet you, Mike.